Hey mamas, AO here. Today we have an active and power mama sequence ready for you to feel strong and good and alive in your happy prego body. So I'll be using an exercise ball, but you don't necessarily need one. If you don't have an exercise ball at home, you can use a chair and then even just like a big heavy book for a little bit of weight resistance. As always, check with your doctor, make sure you're cleared for practice, and then let's jump on in and have some fun.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yoga Pre-Natal, Yoga Pre-Natal, Yoga Pre-Natal. Say okay.
We'll start out today sitting on our ball or sitting on a chair if you don't have a ball. Those of you with me on the exercise ball, ideally our hips are slightly higher than our knees and our feet are positioned pretty wide the entire time. So that way we have a nice stable foundation. Sometimes in pregnancy our balance can feel a little bit off. So we just want to give ourselves a good foundation. So sitting in a comfortable position, aligning so that your sit bones are directly pressing into the mat and you can sit tall and elongated. You can rest your hands on your knees or thighs, perhaps palms facing up. And rolling your shoulders back, just close your eyes. We'll take a moment to set up our breath and to allow ourselves to arrive onto the mat, to arrive in this practice. Taking a full deep breath in through your nose and exhaling through the nose or the mouth. And breathing deeply in through the nose. And exhale, releasing. And continuing to sit here and to breathe here. Just allow yourself to notice the way that your body feels. And also bringing a sense of awareness to what you might need today. So as always, I'll offer a couple different variations and different poses so that you have the opportunity to modify what's right for you. So maybe already asking yourself, am I seeking something active but more grounding? Or am I seeking something active and super challenging that will push me? One more full deep breath here. And whenever you're ready, turning your palms from facing up to facing down, resting on your thighs. And we'll just start kind of warming up the body a little bit with some pelvic rocks. So that means my hips are rocking forward and rocking back again. Rocking forward and rocking back. Breathing here for 3. And breathing 2. One more full deep breath and a little bit side to side, breathing here for another 3. And breathing 2. Now one more full deep breath and coming back through the center. So our plan for today is to take several poses that target the upper body. We'll be practicing what I call assisted warriors. So we're sitting on the ball. Our lower body is sort of in some of the warrior positions from yoga, but really we're strengthening our upper body. And then in the second half of practice, we'll be standing up and really activating our quads and strengthening our calves and getting all that fun sort of practice in. So let's start out with your left leg. What we're going to do is we're setting up a sort of warrior 1 with our left leg in front. So you can stand for a moment and just rotate your left foot forward. Your left knee is bent and your right leg could stay bent, or if you like, bump, bump, bump. Yeah. Taking a nice extension there as you begin to square your hips toward that front left leg. And breathing here, we're in a sort of supported warrior 1 with the back heel lifted. So kind of like a high lunge. Let's inhale our arms and eyes up. And as you exhale, release your arms slowly back down. And inhale, arms and eyes up. And exhale all the way back down. Breathing another 3. And breathing another 2. One more full deep breath. And this time, let's bring those arms up and leave them there. Inhale, extend the arms. Exhale, if your balance feels steady, you can look up. If it doesn't feel steady, keep looking forward. Or instead of the back right leg being bent, you can, being straight, you can bend it here and just kind of hug it into the ball. Full breaths for 3. And breathing 2. Now one more deep breath in here, and exhale, we open to our warrior 2. So what does that mean? That means that front left knee is still bent, but our upper body has now rotated to face the long side of the mat. There we go. Full deep breaths. Now let's look over our front left fingers. Inhale, bring the arms up. And exhale, turn the palms to face down and press. And inhale, bring the arms up. And exhale, press. For another 3. And breathing 2. One more full deep breath here. And inhale, keep the arms up. And exhale, we're gonna transition to our peaceful warrior. So lowering your right hand and taking your left arm all the way overhead. Just checking this thing is still on. Breathing here, peaceful warrior, extending those left fingers. And maybe depending on balance and comfort, looking up for 3. And breathing 2. One more full deep breath. Inhale, back to warrior 2. That means our arms are shoulder height. And exhale, you can lower your left hand to your left thigh and reach your right arm overhead. If it's comfortable, you may also want to lower your left elbow to your left thigh. And we're breathing here in crescent lunge, or what's sometimes called side angle. The yoga world has multiple names for the same poses at times. Breathing 3. And breathing 2. One more full breath here. Inhale, back to sitting, and exhale, let's bend both knees and re-find our neutral here. Now we're gonna bring a little bit of release into the low back by taking some hip circles, some pelvic circles. Some of you might enjoy kind of like an up and down bounce on the ball. That's generally a movement that we reserve for if you're trying to like get your body to go into active labor. So you do you, but what I suggest are kind of more of these like hip rotations. Breathing 3. And breathing 2. And breathing 1. Now we're gonna set up our second side, starting with warrior 1. So what that means is we're standing just for a moment. We're pointing your right foot forward so that your right knee is bent. And remember, one option is for your back left knee to stay bent and just kind of hug in toward the ball. Or for a more intensive expression, you could lengthen that back leg and again, just hug the thighs down and in to stabilize. So either one works. It depends on what's right for you today. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And exhale, release them back down. And inhale, sweeping up. And exhale, releasing down. Let's do this another 3 times. Breathing 3. And breathing 2. Oops-a-doo. One more full deep breath. Inhale, sweep arms up, leave them here. Exhale, if your balance feels steady, you can look up. Otherwise, looking forward or bending that back left knee and hugging it into the ball for stability. For 3. And breathing 2. Now one more inhale. As we exhale, we're opening to the side to our sort of supported warrior 2. Our shoulders are back and down, and we're looking over our front right fingers. Our torso is facing this long side of the mat. We can turn our palms to face up. Inhale, press the arms up. And exhale, palms face down. Press them all back down again. Inhale, pressing up. And exhale, pushing them back down. And breathing another 3. Breathing another 2. One more full deep breath. And with your next inhale, bring your arms all the way up. With that exhale, lower your left hand to your back left leg. Reach that right arm overhead. We're taking peaceful warrior, stretching out your right side body for 3. For 2. And 1. Inhale, warrior 2. And exhale now, tipping to your right, right hand to right thigh, or deepening right elbow to right thigh. Inhaling left arm overhead, and exhale, rolling that left shoulder back, perhaps raising the gaze, breathing. 3. And breathing 2. One more full deep breath here. Inhale back to warrior 2, that means arms at shoulder height, and exhale, release the hands and return to sitting on your ball, letting your sit bones be directly aligned underneath you. And we're just gonna take those pelvic circles in the second direction, releasing the hips in the back. Breathing 3. And breathing 2. Now one more deep breath here, and we continue with what's called assisted bridge pose. So what that means is I'm gonna rotate to face the short side of my mat, and I'm sitting here on the ball. And what we're going to do in a moment is we're gonna begin to walk our feet out in one direction and lower ourselves down so that it's our back on the ball instead of our bum. So breathing here, we begin to walk our feet forward. Again, we're rolling our hips down. And there we go. We want to be in a place where our shoulders and our head and neck are supported on the mat. If you like, you can have your hands behind your head, and we're pressing our hips up toward the sky as we inhale. And then as we exhale, we're just letting our hips drop slightly and bringing our head and neck up. So we're not leaving our head back here. We don't want to strain the neck. So let's try that. I'm going to reset more toward the center of my mat just so I have a bit more space. All right, here we go. That's better. So we have full breath in, press your hips up. You can engage those glutes, drawing your thighs magnetically together. And exhale, roll your low back and hips back down. And inhale, pressing up. And exhale, lowering, rolling them back down. Breathing 5. And breathing 4. Breathing 3. And breathing 2. One more full deep breath. And this next time we're going to press our hips up and keep them here. Full deep breaths. You can add a little pulse for 5. And breathing 4. If at any point this agitates your low back, then gently ease the hips down for 3. And breathing 2. Now one more full deep breath. And with your next inhale, just gently press the hips up, gently squeeze the glutes, thighs drawn together for a final 3. And 2. One more full breath in. As you exhale, let the hips begin to lower. Let the curve of your back rest on the curve of the ball. So we're releasing any tension, any engagement from the low back. And we begin to walk our feet back using our hands and gently guiding ourselves back to a seated position. If you're having difficulty getting up from this position, my third trimester mamas, I feel you. If it's hard for you to ease your way back, then just ease your way back down. First, sit on the mat. Take yourself a breath or two to get collected here. And then when you're ready, meet us back on the ball. There's no shame in that. Like, one of the awesome things about yoga is that you can modify it in so many ways. It's really just about respecting you, respecting your limits. Even as I was getting up, I was like, I don't know if this feels right in month 9. So if I were to practice this more, I would definitely lower myself to the mat and then just kind of reset. So really just listening to kind of what you need in this moment. All right. So we'll take one more seated pose, which are single foot lifts. So let's see if we can align our knees to be slightly more in front of our hips at this point. Our hands can rest on our thighs or fingers on either side of the mat. And all we're gonna do is lift one foot and lower it. We're engaging both core and hip flexor. A gentler version is to lift one heel and lower. A more intensive version is to lift the knee, extend the leg, lift and lower. So you can choose between gentle, medium intensity, and higher intensity, choosing whichever variation feels right for you. I'll cue us in the medium intensity version today. So we'll start out with our left foot. Inhale, bringing that knee up to the chest, and exhale, lowering it back down. And inhale, bringing the right knee up, and exhale, lower. Inhaling left, and exhale, lower. And inhaling right, and exhale, lower. 3 more times each side. Inhale, and exhale, and inhale, and exhale. Breathing in and out, and breathing in and out. Last time each side. Breathing in and out. One more time, full breath in and out. If you're seeking release, you can start to kind of move the hips side to side or take some circles. If you're seeking a touch more engagement, let's try twice on each side, the more intensifying option. So inhale, left foot up. Exhale, extend that left foot forward. And inhale, left foot up. And exhale, lower. And inhale, right knee up. Exhale, extend. And inhale, right knee up. And exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, up. Exhale, extend. And inhale, up. And exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale, up. Exhale, extend. And inhale, up. And exhale, lower. Awesome. We'll transition to a couple of standing poses as we play with our balance. So standing here, we're going to be using the ball as an assistive tool to take dancer pose. Dancer is quite an intense balance pose. So if you're not feeling so hot on your balance, then a nice variation to take is you can just step your right foot forward, your left leg back, and just walk your hands forward on the ball and maybe explore just tapping or touching your back left toes off the mat. If your balance is feeling solid or you want to try this full expression of dancer, here's how we would do it. Full breath in, exhale, shift the weight to your right standing foot. And now we're going to gather this back left foot behind us, connecting left hand to the left ankle, and rest your right fingers on the ball. As you inhale, open the chest, and as you exhale, begin to walk the ball slightly forward with your hands as you extend your back leg. Full deep breaths. I am going to take the gentler option today. We are due any day, and I'm feeling like this baby is a little bit ambitious for me right now. So breathing here, whichever option you chose, for 3, and breathing 2. One more full breath in. And exhale, lower that back left foot. Now we're gonna get set up for a delicious forward bend. So widening your feet slightly, placing your hands on the ball, full breath in, and exhale, just walk the ball away. I'm even stepping my feet off the mat just to give myself more space for baby. Breathing 3. And breathing 2. Now one more breath here. If you're seeking grounding, and this is what I'm choosing today, we're gonna stay in this forward fold, and you can kind of just start to shift your hips side to side, or to open one way, and then open another with your shoulders. If you're seeking intensity, there is a really, really cool variation you can take here, which is kind of walking yourself out into a forearm plank. I don't recommend practicing this much in third trimester because we want to limit what we call the core load. We don't want there to be too much mass, too much weight that our core needs to support. But if you're first or second trimester and seeking a challenge, this is a really fun one. Forearms on the ball, nice wide stance. And as you inhale, just allow your hips to come forward. And as you exhale, press them back again. So we're rocking forward, and then we're rocking back. I'm gonna stay with the forward fold crew today. If you're with me in this forward fold, you can inhale, shift your hips toward the left, look under your left underarm. And exhale, shift your hips to the right, look under the right underarm. And inhale, shift the hips to the left, and we're gonna stay here, breathing as you exhale for another 3. And breathing 2. And 1. And over to the second side, looking under that right arm for 3. And breathing 2. And 1, coming back through center. Inhale, roll the ball back to you to help you stand tall. And exhale, step your left foot behind the ball and your right leg forward. So I'll lift the ball so you can see what I'm doing. And we breathe and continue breathing in Parsvanottanasana, or what's sometimes called pyramid, keeping both legs straight, hips squared forward. Full breath in. And exhale, just start rolling the ball forward. And we're just taking a nice stretch for the back of that front right leg as you breathe. 5. And breathing. 4. 3. And breathing. 2. One more full deep breath here. And inhale, walk the ball back to you to help stand. And exhale, bring your left foot in line with your right. We take that same sequence a second time, starting with Parsvanottanasana, starting with dancer. So standing here, if you're taking that full dancer sequence, full breath in, and exhale, shift the weight to your left foot. Inhale, connect your right hand to your back right ankle. And exhale, plant your left fingers on the ball. And again, there's the option to begin to extend. Or if, like me, you're really just needing something more grounding today, then take that back right foot, bring both hands on the ball, and you can just begin to extend to lift and lower as you breathe. For 3. And breathing. 2. 1 more full deep breath here. And releasing both feet in line, or maybe widening them off the mat, full breath in. And exhale, joining me in this really nice forward bend. Feeling perhaps a stretch in the backs of your legs if you press your hips away from your hands, or maybe an opening in the shoulders if your focus is more on dropping your chest. As you breathe, 3. And breathing, 2. And 1. Rolling the ball back toward you as you inhale. Option to take that core challenge of forearm plank as you exhale. Forearms here, rocking your hips forward and back. Or to just take a nice breather with me, letting your arms and your upper body come to rest on the ball as we breathe for 4. And breathing 3. For 2. One more full deep breath here. Inhale, let's come up to standing, and exhale, we'll set up pyramid, Parsvottanasana on the second side. So this time your left leg is forward and your right leg is back. Looks something like this. Taking a full breath in as you exhale, begin to rock the ball forward, using it to support your weight as you breathe into the lengthening of the back of your left leg. For another 4. And breathing 3. Another 2. One more full deep breath. Walk the ball back toward your body as you inhale, and then step your back right foot to meet your front left foot as you exhale. Awesome. How we doing? You guys doing good? Still with me? Still breathing? We are going to continue with a little bit of a power series using the ball for strength. If you don't have a ball today, then you can use, I don't know, a gallon of water or a heavy book or whatever feels good for you to provide a touch of weight resistance. And if you prefer, you can just kind of imagine that you're holding something and just hold the space, the air between your hands, and you're still gonna feel it. So standing here, let's lower our hips in a nice little squat for a sec. Take our hands on either side of the ball, pick it on up, and we're gonna hold it above our heads. So here we are, standing tall. And the next exercises we continue with, you can stand with me, or if you're seeking more intensity, widen your feet, bend your knees, and everything we're about to do, you could also do in a squat to start adding lower body intensity to our practice. It's an option. So we take a full deep breath in, reach those arms up, and exhale, just slightly tip toward your left. And inhale up, and exhale, tip to right. We're engaging those obliques, the sides of our core. Inhale up, and exhale left, and inhale up, and exhale right. One more time each side. Inhale, and exhale, and inhale, and exhale. Now this time, inhale up, and exhale, we're just lowering the ball down. So I'll turn to a side view here. You could be in that squat if you like for more intensity. Inhaling up, and exhaling lower. Breathing another 3. And breathing another 2. One more full deep breath. And inhaling your arms up and overhead as you exhale. If you're not yet in a squat, maybe join us in one. Bend the knees, sink the hips. Breathing here. If you like, drop the tailbone and then look up for 3. And breathing 2. Now one more inhale, stay in your squat. As you exhale, slow motion, lower that ball down toward the mat. And what we're going to do is resting your hands on the ball or resting your forearms on the ball. Bring your feet slightly closer together and allow yourself to squat low. Full deep breaths here, using the ball for support. Breathing 3. And breathing 2. One more full breath, and we're gonna start to cool it on down. 1, I'm placing one knee on the mat, and I'm placing another knee on the mat. I'm allowing my chest to rest on the ball, but leaving space for my tummy in the air. So full deep breaths, you can rest your arms on the mat, And just place your head on the back of your hands, taking a little forward and back motion, and starting to let the heartbeat slow, and just connect with the rhythm of your breath for another 3. And breathing 2. One more full deep breath here. And inhale with the help of your hands, come to stand on your knees. And exhale, sit back down on your bum. And we're gonna open your right leg to the side. Left knee is bent. Full breath in, sit tall, hands on the ball in front of you. And exhale, you can just walk the ball forward, breathing here. It's a supported half straddle stretch. We breathe 3. And breathing 2. One more full breath here. We're gonna leave the perimeters of our mat for just a moment, inhaling back to sitting. And exhale, roll the ball diagonally off your mat toward that right foot. It's a supported side stretch. This one feels so good. Breathing 3. And breathing 2. And breathing 1. Inhale, roll the belly back to center. And exhale, release your left leg long. Now we're gonna bend your right knee, bringing right foot into the groin. Full breath in. And exhale, roll that ball forward, coming into a nice forward bend. If, like me, you start to feel your tummy press up against your right heel, then you can bring the right foot further forward or out to the side. Lots of ways to modify. You could also prop your sit bones up on a block or blanket if that feels good. Breathing another 2. And breathing 1. Now inhale, rolling the ball back to center. Exhale, over to the diagonal. We're bringing the ball over to that left foot, side body stretch. I am loving this. It feels so good. Breathing 3. And breathing 2. And breathing 1. Inhale, roll that ball back to center. And exhale, release your right leg long. And we'll take one last seated stretch. You can probably guess what it is. We're sitting in a nice straddle. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. And exhale, roll that ball forward. Full deep breaths. Now, depending on how flexible you are, you might have baby kind of hanging out on the mat. Touching the mat is okay. But pressing into the mat or weight bearing on the mat, that we want to avoid. So that would be a good time to put, again, a blanket, a block, something underneath your hips if you really want to deeply release forward. Toes are staying, if possible, pointing up to the ceiling, rotating the kneecaps back. It's really a rotation from the hips as we breathe. Another 4. So one of the nice things about the exercise ball here is it helps us maintain a lift even as we're tilting forward. And breathing 3. Another 2. One more full deep breath here. Inhale, roll back to seating, bring that ball toward you. And exhale, let's just rest on the ball. And we're hugging the ball. And you can rest either cheek just on the back of your hand or on the ball itself. Maybe adding a little soothing rock side to side. And we're starting to reconnect with our breath here. Already aware that our practice is coming to a close. Just being aware of the sensations in our body, the parts of our body in contact with the ball, the parts in contact with the mat, and the parts in contact with the air. Just being aware of our positioning and our needs in this moment. Breathing 3. And breathing 2. One more full deep breath. And inhale, let's gently bring ourselves to seated. With the exhale, you're welcome to place your ball to the side. And we'll just gently come to a cross-legged position on our mat. See where my ball wants to wander. Okay, it'll stay put there, not too bad. Resting hands on knees, or one hand on heart, one hand on tummy. Let's just give ourselves a moment to close our eyes, to connect to the beating of our heart and the rhythm of our breath, and maybe the movements of our little one, of life inside us, life reaching for life. As we breathe together, closing our practice, connecting inside, feeling good in strong bodies, feeling good with the choices that we've made in this practice, just allowing ourselves to let go of anything that's not serving us. 3 final cleansing breaths. Deep breath in. Exhale. And breathing in. And exhale. Full deep breath in. And full exhale. The light in me sees and honors the light in each of you mamas. Thank you for your practice. Thank you for joining me today. Stay strong, stay fierce. Namaste.